Namaste everyone. In our today's class, we are going to weave a small piece of woolen cloth on the loom which we made in our last class. As I had told you all in our last class that the standing lines on this loom, that is the green woolen threads, are called warps. And the sleeping lines which we are going to weave with yellow thread are called the wefts. I am going to use a hairpin as a weaving needle. So here I tie my thread with the hairpin like this, and then we will understand the weaving process first. Here we have marked two lines which will guide us where we will start and stop our weaving. So the woven piece is going to be square, which will be between these two lines only. We are going to weave in an over and under process. Suppose my sleeping line starts running on the loom. It goes over the first standing line, then it goes under the second standing line, then over the third one, under the fourth one, over the fifth one, and so on. Once it reaches on the last standing line, you can see it is going under the last line. Now from there onwards it will return back. If it had gone under the last standing line, while returning back it will be over the same line. Then again the series will go in the same manner. Over, under, over, under, over, under, and so on. You can use a fork or a comb for bringing these sleeping lines closer. Do not pull the sleeping lines inside while returning back from the corners. If you do so, then the standing lines on the edges will squeeze inside and it will disturb the form of the woven piece. So each and every time the sleeping line should turn with comfort on the edges so that it doesn't squeeze the piece of cloth. As you can see, I have taken such a long piece of woolen thread for weaving. The longer pieces of weaving threads will give us less number of leftover threads which we need to adjust in the end from the sides. So try to weave the sleeping lines with as much long threads as possible for you to handle. You will understand the benefits of using the longer threads later. Now here I need to stop weaving with this thread and I will adjust this thread inside later. Now I need to start with a new piece of thread, and if my last thread was under the last standing line, then I will start with the new thread putting this over the first standing line. If you do not have a weaving needle or a hairpin as well, you can just use a safety pin or you can directly weave it with your hands easily. But using a weaving needle or a hairpin will make your work faster. Now here I want to change the color of the weaving thread. I'm using the second color here. Again, if the last weaving thread went over the last standing line, then the new thread will go under the standing line first, and then it will continue in under over series. And as I told you in the beginning, do not pull the sleeping lines inside while returning back from the corners. If you do so, then the standing lines on the edges will squeeze inside and it will disturb the form of the woven piece. So each and every time the sleeping line should turn with comfort on the edges so that it doesn't squeeze the piece of cloth. Now I am going to stop my weaving here with 16 yellow lines on both the sides and 6 red lines in the center. Now we need a needle for adjusting the leftover threads inside. Each and every leftover end needs to be adjusted inside like this. We will hide these threads inside the loops with the help of the needle. This work needs to be done with patience. You need to be extra careful while pulling the thread out of the loop. And still, if it is visible outside from the loop, you need to cut it with the scissor. All the lines on the sides need to be adjusted in the same manner. And now our cloth is ready to be removed from the loom. So we will first remove it from one side and we will cut the edges to separate each strand. Now we need to tie each standing line with the next one like this. And this way we will reach on the next side. You can use an ice cream stick or a twig for hanging this piece on the wall. Or you can tie the standing lines on the top the way we tied them with each other in the bottom. And then this piece can be used as a tea coaster or a beverage coaster. If you have any query regarding the weaving process, you can send me your query on my mail shikha@zenix.net. Keep learning, keep smiling. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you.